to work the doggone day. I mean, I'm talking about, I just spent the past 10 minutes fooling with this thing. Because yesterday my car wanted to start acting a fool. And so I had to leave my car here and take hubby's car. So I'm in hubby's car. So I had to go and readjust my camera and everything. And I don't even know if it's gonna work, but whatever. Oh, it's Tuesday. What can I say? Oh, get on your side, police officer. Goodness gracious, man. Anyway. Rise and grind, sunshine. Yeah. You guys. I have a topic. And it is my, you gonna let me, now see, you know you wrong for that. Now he don't want to look at me because he knows he could have easily let me out. But he stopped right in front of me instead of allowing me to get in front. Now anyway. The devil will not steal my joy today. Are you going to let me out? Thank you so much. There are some kind people in the world, and you're not one of them. In this minivan man. Let me stop. I'm sorry, you guys. Tuesdays, I ain't feeling it. This Tuesday, I'm not feeling this Tuesday. Normally Tuesdays are like a whatever kind of day. Just, okay. I'm just not feeling this kind of Tuesday. Now, go on. Let me tell you something. I'm from Atlanta, okay? I've dealt with all kind of traffic. You know, and yes, I have slight road rage. Very, very slight road rage. Because people do dumb stuff. They do dumb stuff. And that irritates me. Especially when there's no need. You know, this city, this little town is not big enough to be having traffic and these kind of driving issues. Like, no. So I really don't have the patience for it here. I barely have the patience for it in Atlanta, but that's guaranteed because you got all kind of tourists and people like that coming through. They don't know where they're going. You know, it's millions of people there. So yeah, you're going to have those kind of problems. But here, I should be having those kind of problems just trying to get out my doggone complex. Golly. Anyway, my topic today, Jesus fixed my life. Now look, this is not a read whatsoever towards Iyanla Van Zant. It's not a read towards her or nothing like that. But you gotta know your lane. You got to know your lane. And you know, last night I watched Iyanla Fix My Life. And it was talking about the story of Kamiya. If you haven't seen it, it's on OWN or whatever. So check it out. But it was a pretty interesting story. I thought this story was about what's that girl name? Carlina White. I thought it was about Carlina White because I remember seeing the Carlina White story on Lifetime or something like that. So when I heard this story, I'm like, is the story about Carlina White and they're just changing her name? Did they change her? I don't know. So it didn't come to my mind that these were two separate stories that coincidentally and tragically are similar. So and I didn't realize until they had Carlina later on in the show. I have a lot of questions and concerns about this particular episode. I'm gonna tell you why. because I don't know, and I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm just gonna say how I feel and just go from there, okay? Because I don't know how long Iyanla, expects to spend with these, the amount of time that she has to spend with each case. But this baby, to me, needs more than a couple of days. She would need more than a week, more than a few months of therapy, counseling, sessions. I don't think I think it feels like she was trying to rush this process, Iyanla. It seemed like Iyanla was trying to rush the process because, we're on a time schedule, at the end of the day, it's a business, and Iyanla has to, produce and come through with this show, and they also have to get the ratings, so of course there has to be, some type of watchworthiness to it. But to jump that deep just to incite some type of emotion, I just don't feel like that was the right way to go about doing that. People suppress emotions as a coping mechanism to deal with things that they don't want to deal with, or even maybe don't know how to deal with, and purposely, and Iyanla would probably say purposefully, but purposely getting her upset, backing her up into a corner, and not expecting that baby to bite back. Come on now. He backed her up into a corner, literally. She's already dealing with abandonment issues. You already called her out on the things that she's feeling alone and confused and, angry and sad and all that other stuff. You already called it out, right? So why push the button to get her to show that? It's already evidently clear. You can look at her eyes and tell that she's not there. She wasn't there, And that person that she was trying, that person that we saw, the explosiveness, that was the emotion. That wasn't the person. That wasn't really Kamiya. That's the emotion verbally. That's the verbal manifestation in physical form of the emotion. But why you had to do all that to why? What was the purpose of pushing her like that? The baby was already dealing with trust issues, abandonment issues, and all this other stuff, and then you go and put her in a room, in a place that she's unfamiliar with, and then tell her she has a choice, but then she really don't. You say, well, you can stay or you can go, but the problem is, how can she go somewhere if the people that she was supposed to be able to depend on to take her away if she needed to get away, you take that away from her. So how was she going to go? That's what she meant by, you took my ride. And Iyanla like, oh no, they're not your ride. They not. Yes, they were. How else did she get there? And how else is she supposed to get away? You gave her the option to leave. How is she supposed to leave with no way out? So you left her with no choice, no way out, no panic button, no strategies to help her when she gets to that state, no nothing. It's kind of like you drug and you pulled and you pulled and you pulled and you pulled and you got her to the edge, and instead of helping her get to the instead of explaining to her, this is why you got to come to this edge. Let me show you what's going to happen. This is what it may feel like. This is what you may experience when you come to the edge. You may feel these types of emotions, but this is how you should deal with it. This is how we're going to deal with it together. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is that you're going to go through. So there's no need to be alarmed. I'm here with you. I got you. Whatever the case may be. Whatever it may be. But no, you didn't even go that far. You pulled that baby, dragged that baby to that edge and pushed her. And then told her to fly. You pushed her to the edge. She had her wings are tied and bound to the pain that she's feeling, to the sadness, to the confusion, she can't fly. And you pushed her off the edge and told her fly. And when she got upset that she couldn't do it, didn't want to do it, didn't know how to do it, and you get the reaction that you get, then it's, how you do that? How you step away? You pushed her. You pushed her. And now your hands are, no, I can't. No, baby, no. You said you could. The show says, fix my life. Gotta stay in your lane, huh? Gotta stay in your lane. Gotta stay in your lane. And it's not about her being ready. You gotta be ready. Were you ready? This does not tell me that you're ready. And saying, oh, you gotta know when to let go. How you gonna let go? You had her. And you got her to this point. And now you gonna let go because you didn't like the reaction that you got? What did you expect? What did you expect? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. She should have had the girl, Carlina, speaking to her first. She didn't need to be in no womb. She didn't need to be, kept up in a room or the womb, as she called it. She needed that. I see where you was trying to go with it, but some people don't think outside the box like that, and especially when they're in it, they don't see themselves in. They can't see themselves in it to understand it, to think outside of it conceptually, if that makes sense. So I would have had Carlina there day one. Carlina should have been there through the whole process. That's the person that girl needed to hold her hand through this, because she done been through it, and apparently has found some healthy strategies to cope with it. And even with Carlina, in her responses, you can see that she was having to kind of pull back and breathe through her responses, and whatever strategies that she was given, you could tell that they were working during that process to help her, But that baby needed her, Carlina, to talk to vent to help Iyanla understand what this girl's. Now Iyanla said that her mother, that she didn't find out that her mother wasn't her mother or something. I don't know. So I don't really want to say that, but I think I remember her saying that she was in a similar or somewhat similar circumstance or whatever, that she had basically people around her that lied to her as well. Or was she kidnapped? I would really like Iyanla to talk about herself in detail. I remember when she first, when the show, that first opening scene of her, I did my work and I did this and I thought this and life knocked me down and da da da. Where is that story? Let me hear that story full out. We get bits and pieces in each episode, little jewels and nuggets about what she went through, and how she sees herself for some. She can always identify herself in someone else's story, and I'm wondering, what is your story? What is your story? And what are the strategies? Who helped you out, or did you just know already how to get yourself out of your mess? And what is the mess that you're still dealing with today? Because nobody's perfect. So what are some things that you need to fix your life about, Miss Van Zandt? And I'm not saying that she can't help people. I'm not in no form a way of saying that she can't help somebody. But is every case assigned to her? Is every person that comes across their possibilities of people to focus a show on, are they assigned to her? Are they really? I don't think that this was her calling, her cause. Not for this baby. Maybe for somebody else, but not for this baby. Not for this baby. And now I'm gonna tie it on back to my life in terms of seeing other babies that I work with and wondering, a lot of us wonder, why are these kids like that? Why are these kids like that? When I was a kid, this didn't happen. I wasn't like that, or this would have happened to me, or that would have happened to me if what is wrong with these kids? I say that on a day-to-day basis. What is wrong with these kids? And I guess oblivious, and possibly not oblivious, because I do know some of the circumstances, but I guess it's easy to not think about when you're frustrated and when you're mad at somebody. It's like, well, what are you going through? And we have no idea. I have no idea. I sit before you in the car on the way to work. My babies are preparing themselves to come to school and stuff. And they don't know what I've gone through the night before, and I don't know what they've had to endure the night before. All we're doing is showing up. We're showing up in our mess, in our life, in our happiness, in wherever we are, and going through our day. We need to be calling on Jesus to fix our lives. And God don't make no mistakes. And what we may consider a mistake isn't a mistake, it's a lesson. That's the thing about it. It's a lesson, right? Sorry about the blinker. It's a lesson. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. I should not have said that. Why did I do that? Oh my God, I regret it. Did you learn the lesson? And I have to ask myself that too sometimes, what was the lesson? Why did I go through that? What was the purpose? What was the point? God don't make no mistakes. And sometimes he'll let you go through stuff, let you make the mistake for the sake of the lesson that you need to be taught, either to be a testimony to somebody else, to recognize it if it appears in your life again and to make a better choice, to understand that there is a weakness in you that you must call on the Lord to help you with. To be a blessing to somebody else. tests and trials come to make you strong. And one thing that I did get from that was that she did tell the baby, you know, that Carlina said it as well. You know, I was meant to go through this because I am the one that's supposed to carry the story. I am the one that's supposed to say and tell the story to help somebody else. And I mean, that's a big job. It's a huge job. And then to have to revel in that and knowing that this is my purpose. And I'm not saying that that's her only purpose, of course not. I'm saying that's her only purpose, but that's part of her purpose. That's heavy. That's heavy. And a lot of us, including myself, go through life wondering, what is my purpose? For the longest time, I thought that once I became a teacher, everything would fall into place. Once I figure out, and before that it was once I figure out what I'm supposed to do in my life, everything else will fall into place. So I figured out what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a teacher. But everything did not fall into place. Became a teacher. But everything did not fall into place. Even still. So I have to ask Jesus to help me to fix my life. To fix my life, and I pray for that young lady, and I pray for everybody. I pray for everybody. I do. And I thank God. Thank God. You need to pray that Jesus fixes your life too. I'm at work. I hope you guys have a lovely day today. Conquer the day, come what may.